What if today I took you to 5 countries you can enter visa-free and live legally for just $900 a month? No complicated paperwork. In the next 30 days, you could truly start a new life. Prices in America are spiraling out of control. Housing, insurance, healthcare, everything. But in the places I'm about to show you, visas are waived, healthcare is cheap, and life costs only 1/5 of what it does in the US. In this video, I'll show you 5 destinations that are affordable, safe, and easy to settle in, where ordinary Americans can live comfortably and legally without needing millions in savings. And by the 10th minute, I'll reveal 7 secrets retirees never talk about, the things that can protect your freedom and your money when living abroad. Watch till the end, because one decision today could completely change the next 15 years of your life. Dream it. Pack it. Go. 5. Georgia. The place where time stops between snow-capped mountains and wine. If there's a country where you can simply walk in and stay for an entire year without applying for any kind of visa, it's Georgia. A small land between Europe and Asia where time doesn't pass. It quietly slows between mountains and clouds. When your plane lands in Tbilisi, you'll understand why people call this the land where freedom is still cheap. Georgia doesn't just open its doors. It spreads its arms wide for you. Americans are granted visa-free entry for up to 365 days, the longest in the world. And if you truly fall in love with this place, buying an apartment worth around 100,000 USD allows you to apply for legal residency. No income proof required, no minimum stay obligation, and you even enjoy a territorial tax system, meaning your income from the US or elsewhere isn't taxed again. It's not just an easy visa, it's a real path to freedom. Living here, you'll realize life can be inexpensive yet beautiful. In central Tbilisi, a 1-bedroom apartment rents for about 500 and 700 USD per month. Outside the city, it's even cheaper. Dining out, from khachapuri cheese bread and kinkali dumplings to a glass of saparavi wine, costs only 3 to 5 USD per meal. Monthly utilities rarely exceed 80 USD. Bus rides are just 30 cents. And if you live modestly, one person can live comfortably on 901 to 200 USD per month. But cheap here doesn't mean lacking. Georgia's private healthcare system is improving fast, with modern hospitals in Tbilisi and Kutaisi staffed by English-speaking doctors, and a medical visit costs about 30-50 USD. No expensive insurance, no giant hospital bills, just a small note and peace of mind. Georgians live by hospitality. They have a famous saying, "A guest is a gift from God." If you're a foreigner, they'll invite you into their home, pour you wine, set a plate of steaming kinkali in front of you, and say, "Welcome home." The expat community here is growing quickly, especially Americans, nomads, and freelancers living in Tbilisi's Vake, Vera, and Sabartalo districts, or by the sea in Batumi. Safety ranks among the best in the world. You can walk through the old town at night, listen to street music, and never feel afraid. When it comes to climate, Georgia is a land of harmonious contrasts. In Batumi, the sea stays warm all year. In Kazbegi, snow blankets the mountains. And in Tbilisi, the weather is gentle with 4 distinct seasons. Spring smells of peach blossoms. Autumn turns the leaves gold, winter brings quiet snow on red rooftops, and summer glows with sunlight. Just enough to make you feel like you're living inside a postcard. Georgia is also a land of wine and celebration. This is where the world's oldest wine originated more than 8,000 years ago. Not in wooden barrels, but in clay vessels called kvevri, buried underground. Each village has its own recipe, and every home has a wine cellar. People here don't drink just to celebrate, but to tell stories, to connect, and to speak from the heart. The cuisine is a blend of Europe's richness and Asia's spice. From Sulguni cheese to tone-baked bread, everything is cooked with pride rather than a recipe. For those who want to retire or start anew, Georgia may be the simplest answer. A place where you can live freely, legally, and abundantly. You don't need to chase. You don't need to show off. You just need to live. Here, life doesn't push you away. It invites you to stay. One visa-free year is enough to try it all. Rent a home in Tbilisi, spend weekends in Batumi, pick grapes in Kakheti in autumn, and ski in Gudari in winter. And if you fall in love with this place, a small investment is all it takes to make it your home for good. Of course, even paradise has its cracks. Georgia isn't a land of perfection. Bureaucracy can be slow, paperwork requires patience, and sometimes you'll hear the phrase, "maybe tomorrow," said, with a kind smile. Yet that very slowness makes life here feel real. You learn to be patient, to breathe, and to look at the sun without rushing. Georgia isn't just a place to save money. It's where you rediscover the feeling of being alive. In a world that's moving too fast, this is the country that dares to say, you don't have to go anywhere. Stay and let time stop for a while. A glass of Saperavi wine, a small apartment overlooking the Kura River, one visa-free year, and a life without limits. If you could live for a year without a visa, in a place cheaper than your phone bill in the US, would you dare to find out what true freedom really means? One of the greatest joys of retirement is experiencing something new. But new also means higher risks. Living abroad can open endless opportunities, but a single careless moment can cost you the very freedom you've just found. That's why I want to share 7 small things that can protect your entire future. 7 things retirees should never reveal, no matter where they live. 1. Personal finances. Never reveal how much money you have. It can make you a target for scams or exploitation. 2. Social Security number. Criminals can use it to impersonate you, take loans, or steal accounts. Freeze your credit profile if you're not using it. 3. Home address. Only share when absolutely necessary. Don't give it to strangers, fake realtors, or unknown surveys. 4. Primary email. Keep them separate. One for banking, one for family, one for shopping. And always enable 2-step verification. 5. Phone number. This is your firewall. Don't share it with strangers or untrusted websites. 6. Political views. In the US, they might just spark debate, but abroad, they could cause unnecessary trouble. 7. Security questions. Seemingly harmless ones like your first dog's name or the city where you were born are exactly the data hackers want most. Because freedom isn't just about where you can be, it's about knowing what to keep to yourself. Remember these 7 things before you begin your journey to the next country. Retirement is a time to enjoy freedom, not to deal with the consequences of careless sharing. 4. Malaysia. The place where Asia smiles at you every morning. In July 2024, a small report on Reuters drew attention. The Malaysian government announced a relaxation of its residency program, Malaysia My Second Home, MM2H, allowing foreigners, especially Americans and Europeans, to stay long-term under lighter conditions. Some states, like Sarawak, even launched their own local MM2H versions, requiring proof of income of only around 2,000 USD per month. Not as loud as Europe's golden visa, but that's exactly what makes Malaysia one of the most accessible and livable destinations in Asia. A place where you can enter visa-free for 90 days and stay long-term with just a few simple procedures. Malaysia isn't a place of glitz. It's a place where you still hear the call to prayer echoing from the mosques, still smell the aroma of condensed milk coffee in Georgetown's morning markets, and still feel that true freedom sometimes only needs a plane ticket and a heart that longs for peace. If you're an American citizen, you get 90 days visa-free entry and can easily extend or switch to the MM2H retirement visa, especially attractive because it allows you to buy property, open bank accounts, and re-enter the country freely. Malaysia doesn't force you to stay a minimum number of days, nor does it impose complex tax obligations. You can leave, travel, and come back anytime. For retirees or nomads, it's instant residency in the truest sense. The cost of living here is so low that many Americans double-check their math. In Kuala Lumpur, a one-bedroom apartment costs only $400 and $600 USD per month. In Penang or Ipoh, prices drop to just $300–$450 USD. A serving of nasi lemak or roti canai costs only $1 to $2 USD, and a fragrant cup of condensed milk coffee, $0.8 USD. You can live comfortably on $1,300 USD per month, including housing, utilities, internet, meals, and even a few weekend trips to Langkawi's beaches. Malaysia's healthcare system is the pride of Asia. Private hospitals like Gleneagles, Prince Court, and Pantai Hospital meet international standards. Doctors speak fluent English, and a medical consultation costs only $30–$60 USD. Malaysia consistently ranks among the world's top 10 expat-rated healthcare systems, thanks to its combination of low costs and high quality. Safety in Malaysia is stable, violent crime is rare, and the American community, especially in Penang, Bangsar, Mont Kiara, and Langkawi, is growing steadily. You can join morning yoga classes, book clubs, cooking lessons, or simply sit and chat with your Canadian neighbor in a small compound. In Malaysia, you don't just live, you belong. The tropical climate lasts year-round, with average temperatures of 75–90 degrees, light scattered rain, and a pleasant atmosphere. The locals often say, "Pelan pelan la," meaning take it easy. And truly, when you sit under a Georgetown awning, listening to the soft rain tapping on the tin roofs, you'll understand. Here, even the weather knows how to slow people down. Food is the soul of Malaysia, a vibrant mix of Malay, Chinese, and Indian flavors. One day you can eat spicy laksa noodles, the next morning dim sum, then end the afternoon with a steaming teh tarik at a roadside cafe. Festivals happen all year. Taipusam at Batu Caves, Mid-Autumn Festival in Penang, Ramadan Bazaar in Kuala Lumpur, all forming a colorful cultural symphony. The Malaysian government understands that retirees bring sustainable investment. They spend, contribute, yet don't take away local jobs. That's why residency policies keep expanding. Since 2025, local MM2H programs in Sarawak and Penang have lowered financial requirements and sped up processing by 60%, making Malaysia one of the world's top easy-to-stay, low-cost, great healthcare destinations. I once met an American couple in Penang. They had planned to retire in Florida, but after a 3-week vacation, they changed their minds. We realized what we needed wasn't a big villa, but peaceful mornings and a $1 coffee. Now they teach cooking at the market, learn Malay, and live on half of what they used to spend in the US. Of course, Malaysia isn't perfect. Traffic in Kuala Lumpur, high humidity, and slower infrastructure outside the city center are real. But that's a small price to pay for a big life. Affordable, warm, and peaceful. Malaysia doesn't promise to make you richer, but it will certainly make you worry less. Here, the cost of living is low, visas are easy, healthcare is excellent, and most importantly, you get to live among smiles. If you've ever thought Asia was only for traveling, try 1 year in Malaysia, where visas never stand in your way, and every day begins with a gentle greeting. Selamat pagi, wishing you a peaceful morning. Comment number 4. If you love this country. 3. Panama. The place where even the bills know how to smile. When John Miller, an American from Ohio, moved to Panama, he posted a photo of his electricity bill on Facebook with the caption, "This month, $27. In the US, $270. I don't know whether to cry or laugh." That post got over 40,000 shares. And it said everything. Panama isn't just beautiful, it's unbelievably easy to live in. U.S. citizens can enter and stay for up to 180 days visa-free, long enough to feel the tropical rhythm and test whether the retirement dream abroad is truly real. And if you want to stay longer, Panama's pensionado visa is legendary. You only need to prove about 1,000 USD per month in retirement income to get lifelong legal residency, plus a wide range of discounts from 25–50% on electricity, airfare, medical bills, movie tickets, and even restaurant dinners. The cost of living? So low it makes many Americans laugh out loud. In Boquete, a one-bedroom apartment rents for 600–800 USD per month. In Panama City, around 1–200 USD downtown, or less if you move outward. Eating out costs 5–8 USD per meal, utilities plus internet about 100–150 USD per month. In total, one person can live comfortably on 1–200–1–900 USD per month, or a couple on just 2,000–2,800 USD. Healthcare in Panama also gives Americans a reverse shock, because it's that good and that cheap. Private consultations cost only 25–60 USD. Many doctors are U.S. trained, and private hospitals like Hospital Punta Pacifica or San Fernando are rated at international standards. No complicated insurance, no massive medical bills, just fast, clean, and truly humane service. Panama's climate is divided into 2 clear seasons: the dry season, December–April, and the rainy season, May–November. If you love sunshine, beaches, and vibrant Latin energy, choose Panama City or Coronado. If you prefer cool air and misty mornings, head to Boquete, where the sound of birds and the aroma of Arabica coffee drift across the mountain slopes. Panama also has something rare: 2 coasts, the Caribbean and the Pacific, only a few hours' drive apart. In the morning, you can swim in the east. By evening, watch the sunset in the west. 1 day, 2 oceans. The American community in Panama is so large that you'll see signs reading "bagels and coffee since New York" right in downtown Boquete. They come not just for the easy visa or low taxes, but for something simpler. Life here still knows how to smile. Of course, Panama isn't perfect. Paperwork can be tedious, the weather humid, and traffic can test your patience. But through it all, there's a feeling many Americans have forgotten: that life can still be cheap, light, and lovely. Panama is where retirement doesn't mean stopping. It means finally living the way you choose. If you want to know what it feels like to get half off on both movie tickets and dinner, hit subscribe, because in the next country, the government doesn't just give you discounts, they pay you to live there. Chapter 2. Dominican Republic. The place where even the waves know how to smile. They say that in Punta Cana, there's an American man named Bill who came for a 2-week vacation, and 12 years later still hasn't gone home. When people ask why, he just smiles. "Here, I don't need a watch. The sea tells me what time it is." It sounds romantic, but it's entirely real. The Dominican Republic is one of the most open places in the Caribbean. With just a U.S. passport, you can enter visa-free for 30 days, And if you wish to stay longer, you can renew online in just minutes. Want to stay long-term? The residency program for investors or retirees allows you to obtain legal residency with as little as a 50,000 USD investment. And after 2 years, you can apply for permanent residency. The cost of living here makes many Americans think they've misread the numbers. In Santo Domingo, a central apartment costs about $650 per month, while in Las Terrenas or Sosua Cabarete, prices drop to $350 to $450. A good meal out costs $7, strong coffee $1, and if you know how to bargain, $30 a week at the market covers fresh fruits, vegetables, and seafood. One person can live comfortably on $900 to $400 per month, while a couple needs around $1,600 to $200. Healthcare? Surprisingly impressive. In the capital, modern private hospitals such as Sedamat and Hospital Santo Domingo have English-speaking doctors, and private consultations cost only $30-70 USD. Foreigners often add international insurance of about $100 per month, enough for peace of mind in any situation. The climate here defines eternal summer, warm all year, 77, 8 degrees, with dreamlike blue seas, gentle breezes, and evenings where all you need is a wicker chair and distant bachata music. If you love the beach, the sun, and a slower pace, this is paradise. But what makes the Dominican Republic special isn't just the low prices or easy visas. It's the language of welcome. Locals speak Spanish, but with one smile, you've said everything. American, Canadian, and Italian expats blend into local life in seaside towns, opening small cafes, teaching yoga, or simply enjoying mornings with a mojito cheaper than a Starbucks coffee. Of course, no paradise is perfect. The Dominican Republic can be noisy, roads aren't flawless, and the power may flicker at night. But when you wake up, open the window, and see the ocean shining like a giant mirror, you'll understand why thousands of Americans call this place home. In the Dominican Republic, life isn't a race. It's a slow breath, a whispering wave, the quiet realization that you're living, not just existing. If you've ever dreamed of waking up by the sea and letting the waves replace your alarm clock, comment the name of the country you'd love to visit. Who knows, maybe in the next video, I'll go there with you. 1. Thailand. The place where life is so cheap, you start to wonder, am I dreaming? No visa needed, no long-term plan, just a suitcase and a US passport. You can stay in Thailand for up to 60 days, and if you're not ready to leave, simply extend another 30 days at the immigration office. It all takes less than a morning. In a world where everything feels complicated, Thailand remains one of the few places where freedom is still beautifully simple. And that simplicity has made hundreds of thousands of Americans call Bangkok, Chiang Mai, or Phuket their second home. Because here, you can live well, without being rich. In Chiang Mai, a one-bedroom apartment in the city center costs around $220, $380 USD. Eating out? A plate of pad thai is $2 USD, iced coffee $1 USD, a haircut $3 USD. 4G SIM, electricity, water, internet. About $70 USD per month in total. The overall cost for one person? $1,300 USD per month, still leaving room for foot massages, Thai cooking classes, or the occasional getaway to Phuket's beaches. Healthcare is a shining highlight. Bumrungrad International Hospital in Bangkok has ranked among the world's top 10 private hospitals. A private doctor's visit costs only $30-50 USD. The rooms look like hotel suites, doctors speak fluent English, and every procedure is quick and precise. No pages-long medical bills, no weeks of waiting for appointments. Everything here is efficient, humane, and clear. Thailand is also where life and smiles are almost the same thing. You can wake up early by the lake in Chiang Mai, listening to morning chants, or watch the sunset from a wooden rooftop in Krabi, where the air is lightly salty and the breeze softens every worry. Thai people are kind, calm, and deeply polite. They don't rush, they don't push, and they always greet you with a gentle smile and a respectful bow. Every season has a reason to love. In December, the sky is blue like a painting. In July, the rain comes quickly and leaves just as fast, carrying the scent of wet earth and the sound of frogs echoing across the fields. But what makes people stay in Thailand the longest isn't the weather. It's how effortlessly livable life feels. You don't have to count every dollar. You don't have to rush. You don't have to run. Here, life moves slower, but every moment feels deeper. And if one day you want to stay long-term, the retirement visa only requires you to be over 50 years old and have about 22,000 USD in a Thai bank account, or a monthly income of around 1,800 USD. In return, you get legal residency, easy re-entry, and the peace of mind to live indefinitely. Of course, Thailand isn't absolute paradise. Bangkok traffic can test your patience, and the heat might make you sweat even while sitting still. But if what you get in exchange is a cheap, safe life full of smiles and a visa that practically opens itself, it's hard to find a country more balanced than this. In Thailand, you don't need to escape life, because life here is simply worth living. If you've ever thought freedom was a luxury, hit subscribe, because in the next country, freedom isn't just cheap. It's almost free. No one was born just to work and pay bills. Somewhere beyond America, there are places where you truly live. No visas, no healthcare worries, no fear of rising costs. Georgia, Malaysia, the Dominican Republic, Thailand, each is an escape, a new beginning for just $900 a month. Freedom isn't a dream, it's a choice. You deserve the best life has to offer.